Hey guys, I was just reading the comments from the question that I had sent out about what made you subscribe to McNasty, and I don't even think I've gotten halfway through. Disregard what's on here. I'm watching Evil Cults, and this is about Jim Jones. I know, I told y'all I like a lot of stuff about human nature, behavior, and all that. So I have pretty much, I think, everything that comes out on him I have seen because it was mind blowing to me that so many people would follow one man to a country that they had never even been to, or some of them had never heard of. Sold all their belongings and went. You know what? This must be just. It's ironic that I'm watching this and doing this little short video because Miss Ma'am is like that. This guy had charisma and all that, but once you submit to a person that's evil, it just all falls in line. Once somebody can get into your mind and mentally control you, everything else follows. I want to say I I as a woman, as a human being, as a person who loves the Lord, I want to apologize to the ones who did donate to her. As I was reading, I realized that her stories are the things that pull most people in, and she knows it. Doing what I've done over my lifetime, I've heard a lot of stories from people about horrific things that happened to them at the hands of people who were supposed to love them and strangers. If I could, and that's what I would tell my clients, if I could, if I had a magic wand, I would go around and touch the heads of all of them and erase the memory of those horrible things out of their mind. But I would start with myself first. You can't look at the outside of a person and tell what has happened to them over the years unless they choose to carry that with them, such as our friend. And then sometimes I'm wondering how much of it is true, how much of it is her perception, and how much of it is just a bold faced lie. It makes me mad, and I can tell you, for those who have come to my channel and say that I'm bullying a black woman and all this stuff, her race don't mean nothing to me, and her being a woman don't mean nothing to me. There were certain things that made me get on YouTube and start coming against her. You don't see me going against other YouTubers. There are plenty of YouTubers that I watch. And there's some that have questionable, behaviors, and then I just don't watch them no more. But I have yet to see anybody go to the depths of which she goes, which is pure manipulation. Anytime you will get on any type of platform and manipulate people with their trauma, because I know that a lot of people sign into her and her foolishness because they came from a background where maybe their childhood wasn't all that great. So when she tells these stories about how her mom treated her dad treated her, how like she was the black sheep, the grandmother, and all this stuff, it makes people start thinking about their own childhood and maybe the things that they themselves have not dealt with. So hurt can identify hurt. Trauma identifies trauma. You can see that when, if you were a person that trauma came into your life as a young person, as you grew up, you can see how you interacted with others, meaning a lot of times you would go out with men or women who were also victims of trauma because you're attracted because of your trauma. You would have friends that have trauma. It's like your whole life, that trauma is gauging who you interact with, how you live, and everything else. Because of that, and we have so many people who have unresolved issues, she's able to tap into that. So when people turn over, even if it was Bob Wells, how they got their van life, you turn on the TV. And I was like everybody else, you know. I turn on the TV and here's this woman with a bald head living in a van. And I have to say, like everybody else, now I'm never going to take away from people's gifts and talents. When it comes to her being, she's a decent decorator. She just uses the same, she decorates for her taste and she doesn't look to decorate for others. But the van was very nice. And it's crazy to me how the van that I seen when I first started watching her compared to the van she got now, that's even gone to hell in a handbasket. And because of that, when I started watching her, I started because of the van life. But afterwards, after a couple of videos, I was like, there's something here. And the first time she started talking about her trauma, I was like, there we go. She's drawing people in with that. Because first it's intriguing to see a bald-headed black woman living in a van. But then when she starts telling you about how bad she was treated, oh, it pulls at the heartstrings. And if you hadn't dealt with your own issues, oh man, it really grabs you. You can identify with her. You can sit there. Some people probably sat there and cried with her, not knowing that she was faking tears. So the first thing you want to do is, I want to help her. I want to help her get out the van. I want to help her get this and get that. But the thing is, if you really listen to her, she almost tells you that she's lying. Because really, who lives, you were on Section 8, had an apartment, but you chose. You weren't evicted. You weren't made to get out. You made a conscious choice to go live in a van. And then you turn around and want other people to foot the bill. You wasn't working before you got in the van. And you had a roof over your head. She tells some story about she owned a condominium, a car, and she worked jobs. Till this day, she's never said what type of job she's had and who owns a piece of property and they just leave it. You don't sell it. You don't give it to somebody. You just up and leave it. I'm sorry, not, because I own property and I ain't never left no property just sitting there and didn't do something with it. So for me, I had to listen to the things she was saying, but I had to listen to the things she wasn't saying in between the things she was saying. Because, you know, when she really starts lying, oh, she talks fast. It's like a lot of cues that she would give if you're really looking at her and not just listening to her. Because she was just selling people a bill of goods. And then that made me mad. And then she went on to the whole God stuff and blaspheming and the devil and everybody was the devil. And, you know, people said some of the same things that I was thinking, like the whole thing about her name. Who gets that angry when people call you different than your name, other than the fact that she's attributing previous issues with nowadays? My name is Deborah. People have called me Deb. They call me D. It doesn't matter. It's still all in my name. Why would I get that upset? You know, I wouldn't. It doesn't make sense. It wasn't like they were calling her, well, like I call her McNasty. I can see you getting upset about that. But making a nickname or shortening your name, it was ridiculous. And she would swing from left to right. She has a lot of delusions of grandeur. Because Miss Ma'am on any given day think that she's all this in a bag of chips. And you're sitting there looking like, what? What? Let me stop this because it went into another story that I really want to see. I'm just like, really, ma'am? It is really that you're all that to the point that you can criticize other people and treat them really, really bad because of stupid stuff. You know, it wasn't mature for her age. A lot of times she's not working with the level of maturity that she should be. The things she do lines up with things that people would, a mental disorder do. And then, oh my gosh, the best ones was when she would get into bed. Oh, I remember she did one when she was in the trailer, and she got into bed and she was in there all day, and she was just crying underneath. I think she was underneath her blanket, and she did the whole little video while she was under her blanket, telling some story and coming out from under and crying. And oh my gosh, it was just ridiculous. And people started sending in the money. Because I think it was also when has she paid for it yet? I know people started sending in the money. Anytime she would cry, she knows that gives good money. So it got to the point where it was like every 3 days she was crying or ranting or cussing or something, then crying. Ranting and doing something and cussing and crying. It was just ridiculous. I mean, that's all she did pretty much for a while when she was living in that tin can. So I know. I was like, don't look at the background, because I just got all kinds of foolishness going on back there. And so I really wanted to I really asked the question because I really wanted to know, what is it that she does to make, I know, mature, able-bodied, intelligent people turn around and do for her. Some did because they felt, this is a good thing. They're givers and they want to help people. But then I had to wonder, how did people feel after they seen the real her and they had invested in her? Even if you didn't send money, you invested time, energy. You might have shared her channel to some other people. I mean, there's a lot of things that go along there. So there's a lot of little things that pisses me off about her, because I don't like to see somebody take advantage of other people, especially when they don't have to and they can take care of themselves. Now, there's a lot of people I met that had trauma, and a lot of them went on and worked and it was able to take care of themselves. You take her sister. Why did the sister decide to have on her channel all about God? Apparently she has some money to take care of herself, or even if she gets donations, she's doing something with them, because she's dressed, she's clean, her hair is combed, she's very articulate when she talks. And I do know that trauma is different for each person. You could have 5 people in one household and have all the same things happening to them, and all 5 would deal with the trauma differently. I realize that. But to take what has happened to you to manipulate and hurt others, because I know that there are people who are on fixed incomes who send her money because of the fact that they want to help. I guarantee she got people who are bedridden, or they stay at home a lot. They may not drive anymore. They're older. They may have something going on where they can't really get around and out like they used to. And so they sit and watch her videos when she does 6, 8, 24-hour videos, because it gives them company. And they will take money from what they have to give to her. And I watched last summer when she had not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 housewarming parties where people were just giving to her. I mean, I almost wanted to get out there and kick the people's butt for giving her as much as they did. And then what did she do? Oh, she fixed the place up. She said she fixed it up because the subscribers wanted her to. But when she started fixing that place up, she already had in her mind that she wanted the Tiny Tour people to come look at that, so that she could have another viral video and she could get subs. Because she knows she's not going to make no money off of it on their channel. But if she can get 1 million views, then she's going to get subscribers who she can milk on her channel. After all of that through the summer, her subscribers literally should own that travel trailer. They help pay for it, and they definitely help to decorate it and fix it up. And what did she do? get her butt in her van and drove to Charlene's and stayed there for 4 months and quit. I mean, she just quit cold turkey. All those people that used to watch her all day and talk to her all day and all night and cry with her and send them her money and be there for her, and she loves them so much, and you guys are her my only family, as she would say. She got with Charlene and she kicked y'all asses to the curb. She wasn't making no videos half the time. She definitely wasn't going live like she used to. She wasn't staying on for no hours. She started doing shorts. She even quit doing videos. She started doing shorts. Because she didn't have time for the subscribers. And she didn't need you no more. If that don't teach any subscriber anything, she did not need your money, your resources anymore, because Charlene was paying for everything. And after 4 months, I guarantee there was some feeling that we might need to have a little break from each other. And also, Tiny Tour Homes had called her to let her know that they were going to put her on, because when her and Charlene went back to do that last minute stuff, she knew then that they were going to come and interview her. So what did she do? She had Charlene fix the last little things that needed to be fixed, went back, got her stuff from Charlene's, and went and did the little tour, making it seem like she lives there, which we know she didn't. Then she turned around and got in the van, because you can't say that you're doing van life and you're not in the van. So, of course, she has to go out here and get in the van. Now, she told us that she had friends in Houston that loved her and all that. So how come you didn't go hang out with your friend? How come you didn't spend no nights with your friends? No, she has to make it look bad. So I'm going to take myself to campgrounds or parks where you know ain't nobody yet because it's wintertime. And I'm going to be out there by myself in the dark, eating some dang stewed turkey necks and ham hocks and liver. And when was the last time? In the last 4 months, this woman ain't sat down and ate just liver and onions or wings and ham hocks. Oh, she was eating good. She was having seafood broils and all this stuff she was cooking there. Now you back to eating all po-like because you want subscribers to feel sorry for you. You went and stayed at a park and you whine so much about getting tires and gas and all that somebody sent you the money to pay for 2 days in the park. Let me tell you something. You best believe that while she was at Charlene's house for 4 months, she was still getting money from YouTube. She might not have asked the subscribers, but she tried to make sure she had enough content out there so that she could get money from YouTube. Plus, if you look at it, she spent money some during the summer, but she ain't spent nothing at Charlene's house, and she had gotten a good payoff from when she did that tour earlier last year or the year before. So she has money. She could probably go buy a van. She ain't gonna do it because she gonna po-bow it enough that the subscribers will send in enough money to buy her a van. Anytime when people want to get a GoFundMe for you to go have eye surgery and you have already told people up and down that you are not going to a doctor, you don't believe in doctors, you're going to do things your way, you know what's going on with you, and you're going to use iodine and sardines and all this stuff to take care of yourself. She keeps the goiter and the eye because it gets her money. This is what I say. I was like, she gonna manipulate enough to get her a new van and probably some land, as she say. As soon as she get her butt out there, that'll be it. The goiter and everything else will take her out. Because at some point, karma comes back. There is a payday. Let me say this again. And I'm going to end here because I ordered some food. There is a payday that comes up for the things we do in this life. If you don't believe me, if you're old enough, you look back over. There are consequences for every action. Everything we do. Some people call it karma. The Bible says, calls it a harvest. You plant your seeds and you get a harvest. But you better believe if you yelled and screamed at somebody last week, you're going to get that yell and scream back. It may not be this week. It may not be this year. Sometimes you wonder, man, why is this month so bad? Or why my boyfriend or girlfriend messing around on me? Or why my kids doing this? Look back over. How were you when you were their age? What boyfriend or girlfriend did you mess around on? Whose husband or wife did you deal with? How did you treat people when you were in charge over them, in management? It all comes back. We don't get a free ride on that. The beauty of it is that God don't make us pay back everything. Because if you think about it, some of us would have to pay back a whole lot. But mark my words, Missy is going to have a day when she has to pay for all the crap she's done to people, all the lies she told, and all the money she took. And I'm not finna say it's the devil, it's the demon, or whatever. It's her. She know right from wrong. And that's why she should have to pay. But I'm going to finish reading the rest of the answers. And I just want to thank you all because you didn't have to take the time out of your day to answer my question. But I was just curious. And I figured I was right. And I thank you for sharing. I really, really do. And Jelly Bean, I'm through with you, girl. Talking about some he. I thank y'all. I can now see why content creators, talk so highly of their subscribers. Because subscribers are an awesome group of people. They're people that you've never seen in person, that you may never meet in person in your whole life, but yet you build up a rapport with each other that you look forward to conversating, even if it's through chat or lives, and interacting with each other daily. It's odd to me. I'm still trying to work this out. This is odd to have relationships with people that you don't know. You don't see them. Interesting, though. Very interesting. I'm liking this little journey on YouTube. All right, people. I'm going to wait for my wings. And, yeah, Mr. Parker on the floor down here. He'll be up begging here soon. And I hope you guys had a good Friday. And who knows, it's Friday. I might come back again. You never know. All right, guys. Bye.